It's, it's that barber who's trying to clear up that threesome between marsau and his ex.
Okay. And is there paperwork supporting that their company was going to? Okay. Because that's usually.
Go back a little bit, y'all.
Please.
3 or 4 years. We had a 5-year lease there, but we were coming up on 4 years.
Okay. I just want to make sure we establish that you guys are reputable business people. Right. This is not just,
Yeah, they weren't jump starting that business. We already had one going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you meet with her. You guys put the $5,000 down, and then
on top of
you start the build out.
We were supposed to start the build out.
How much was the potential? I guess the projection for the build out. What would that have been?
I want to say 50,000, and we paid the $5 for the deposit, and then we put 50,000.
You put 50,000 down. So $55,000.
Yes.
Now let me ask you this: when you put the money down for the build out, was their company supposed to handle the build out?
Oh yeah, Marsau's company. Yes.
Okay. And is there paperwork supporting that their company was going to? Okay. Because that's usually when you get a lease, a different contractor does the build out.
Right. Okay. So Scholt, Enterprise, I guess his name is that he was supposed to do our build out, and he gave us a projection of it being finished by April, May. And this was March when we signed the contract, and we were supposed to be
2 months. Oh, that's pretty quick for a build out.
Yeah, he kept on.
So did you meet with him and he assured you of this? Okay.
Showed us a bunch of other projects that he had working on as I guess a way to give us confidence that it could be done in a good time. Then this nonsense happened.
Okay. Now, you guys, at this point, we're in March.
Yeah.
Right? When does the situation happen with them becoming aware that you are involved in these phone conversations?
To my knowledge, it would be after Anthony Lofty's interview.
So that was just a week ago.
No, the very first one.
Oh, okay.
And when I caught wind of that, that's when I sent a text message to both of them. Hey, we got to talk.
Okay. All right. So we're going to take a break. This is getting ready to get ugly because at the turn of someone talking about rumors, that's one thing. But at the point that $55,000 is in jeopardy, that's a whole nother story. So stay right there. We're going to be right back with Sean Busby. We're here in Huntsville, Alabama. Love and Marriage Huntsville Exposed. This is your host, Crystal Jordan, rolling out. Stay right there. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. This is your host, Crystal Jordan, and I am here in Huntsville, Alabama. We are knee deep in some stuff going on with the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm here in Dapper House here with Sean Busby, who is involved in his name was pulled in to some of the drama going on. And before the break, we were talking about how you were looking to have a spot that was in the plaza where Black is here in Huntsville. You met with Tisha, saw the space. You and your partner decided it was a good fit for you as you were downsizing. Then met with Marsau with Scholt Enterprises. They decided to do the build out for you. So you were leasing from them and they were going to build out to the tune of $55,000 total, $5,000 for the deposit, $50,000 for the build out. Now, and again, with them giving you guys a window of less than 2 months, that sounds extremely aggressive.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he told like he can get it done.
He could get it done. Okay. All right.
Designer Scroll come in and give us the design. So they said it was possible.
Okay. So up until this point, was the interaction with Letitia and Marsau professional?
In my perspective, yes. It's just the things I didn't know. Like the only thing I would say would probably be unprofessional was the timing in which we would get answers. Like for instance, we would ask for when we're going to get the key. We signed a contract, we paid money, we didn't get the key. We constantly kept asking what's the key. We constantly kept asking for the official date that the work should be finished. We couldn't get that. There's a lot of running.
That's the meaning of professional.
Yeah.
The meaning of professional is I get my key when I pay my money and I get we both have contract, and then you see the plans, and then I see a date. That is the definition of professional.
Outside of those two things, everything else was, in my opinion. But like I said, my experience isn't vast.
Okay.
This is my first. The shop that we had before that, that's our first time running the shop. You know, it's a learning experience for me.
And I think, one of the things I think we have to remember, a lot of times when we're dealing with us, right, it feels good because you're dealing with other African Americans. We're all down here. They're on the show. That had to give them some credibility, on top of the fact that they were, they've been in business for a while. So that probably felt good as well. All right. So once the money is exchanged hands, the communication is going, when do things start to get hazy?
The night of that blogger's alive, because that's when I text Marsau and his wife that we need to have a conversation.
Okay.
Upon having that conversation, that's when I realized through things that Marsau said that he'd been aware of the allegations of the woman and was trying to figure out how he felt about me.
Okay, so you said that that's when you became aware that he knew about the rumor. So you're speaking that he knows about the threesome rumor.
Right.
Okay, so what did he say that led you to believe that he knew about the threesome rumor?
What did he say? So there was a time, not too long before that, some girl had, allegedly, contacted him saying that he shouldn't trust me and that I don't have the best interest and I have ill intent, whatever, something like that. I went to talk to him about it. He told me that I had that conversation. Don't worry about it. A person in my line of work, that type of stuff happens all the time when people try to contact you and stuff like that. Even ended by saying, matter of fact, at the end of that conversation, she tried to have sex with me. I almost said something else. Try to have sex with me. This girl that tried to call in and put a bad name.
He told you that?
He told me that, yes.
Okay.
So when this happened again, when we was talking on this meeting that I had after the live, I'm like, Marsau, didn't we have a conversation where someone tried to tell you about my character or something like that? This happened before, like a couple months ago, where somebody trying to say that I have something else going on. And just like that, how come, just like I came to you about that, you wouldn't come to me about this allegations or whatever? His answer to me was, well, I didn't really know where you were. I didn't know whether you were a bitch nigga or if you were a real nigga.
I heard that. I did hear that.
I'm quoting him. So I'm saying, my answer to him is, you were second guessing my character and you didn't think to call me and ask me myself. Why did I have to call this meeting for us to hash this out? So I don't know how long they were sitting on that, to be very honest.
What do you think it could have been? Like, I don't want to ask, I don't want to say think. Let's just talk about the facts, because at this point he has 55,000 of your dollars and you guys are having a conversation about rumors. How is that affecting? Are you asking him, like, is this what's the deal with the money? What's the deal with the build out? So
after going back and forth about this rumor-ish, there's a point when I was getting frustrated, so I stepped outside to smoke. He stepped outside with me because I was smoking an L. He gonna tell me to my face, and I have this recorded if he tries to deny it. He said, it's a shame that this had to happen, but I'm kind of happy that this did happen because against whatever my better judgment, I see that you're a man on the island, you're a real nigga. I tell him, I didn't come in to make a friend. So with that being said, though, can you be honest? Keep it 100. Is this rumor nonsense the reason that's been holding up the build up of my shop? His response to me was, honestly, yeah.
Okay. So at that point, what are you thinking? Because
why would this confuses me even more why you didn't holler at me so we can talk about this? Like, why did it take some blogger to put some junk online and then me to call y'all so we can talk about this? Like, how much longer was you going to try to? His answer to me was, I was going to hold out as long as I needed to, and if you want to go legal route, I have more money than you. I would have just yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's his exact answer to me.
So at that point, what did you guys decide to do? Because
we had that meeting. It was supposed to have been finished. We were supposed to be moving on. That's why
Do you have the keys at this point?
No, still don't have a key.
Still don't have keys.
Still don't have a key.
Okay. Let me just ask you, Sean, because for me as a business owner, I've never owned a barbershop, but I have owned, police spots, office spaces. if someone hasn't given me a key, and I have never invested that much money into it, but I've invested probably a half of that, I want either I get the key or I'm going to file or call the police or something.
Their explanation was because just like we only had experience one time prior to this, and that's when we had the other shop. We did give our key to the contractor who was doing that build out. So Marsau was our contractor. So we're thinking he's supposed to be the one that's supposed to be handling everything.
Okay, that makes sense.
That was our logic. But then so to answer your question, but it's a little kind of fast forward. So when we had that conversation the next day, as I showed you the other recording I showed you when I was just on the phone, I called him to make sure we had a meeting. Are we going to push forward and get this build out finished? And can I get an exact date?
Right.
That was that conversation. We hung up. He calls me back. I think maybe that was his way to try to be slick, but to try to make it seem like it was a business conversation, and he called back to make it personal, have a personal conversation. Okay. The second conversation was pretty much alluding to, well, in order for me to do what I said I'm going to do, you need to do what you're saying to do. And what he's saying I'm supposed to do is send him the video. And I asked him straight out, are you saying that I need to send you this video about this mess that has nothing to do with our business in order for you to finish and do what you said according to our contract? He plays a word game with me. Yeah, I hate people who play word games with wordsmiths. That's not what I said. What I said was, in order for me to do what I said I'm going to do, it's contingent on you doing what you say you do. I say verbatim again. What do you mean what I need to do? We paid the money, and we signed the contracts. Hey, maybe something on my phone. He's going to say the same thing again. I did
hear that the first day that we talked, so, and it was very confusing. Like you could tell he's just kind of like not wanting to say the information.
Exactly, pretty much saying like that's not what I'm saying, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. So off that conversation, me and my partner decided, we don't have to have him do our build out. So that's why I wanted. I called Tisha right after. Hey, I'd rather find our own contractors. So now she gave us the stipulation that they had to approve the contract, they have to send their licenses and everything for her, giving them the key for them to be comfortable with them doing the build out.
So at that, why would you all just say we don't want to deal with it at all? We'll just find another space?
Because I understand it was she was the landlord for that space and he was just a contractor.
But they're married, and that's obviously there. I'm just asking questions.
You're right.
So did you think this may not go well overall?
The next thing is we already not only paid for him money for the build out, we actually just finished paying to $8,000 to terminate to get an early termination of lease.
For your bills. Yes. Okay.
So pretty much we were homeless.
Okay, so at this point, you're losing money because you don't have a location.
Yes.
You had to pay to break the lease. That makes it $8,000. Okay, so where he wants the video that the blogger mentioned, right? Which doesn't really have any real information
at all. But seeing how things are playing out now and how Kiki plays, it's just, in my better judgment, it's just. They were so anxious to see it because they just know how extra she is. I have to believe maybe they want to see how far she went because she's doing a lot right now. Like you have enough, I told you enough truth for you to just run with that. But it wasn't enough truth to make, I guess.
It feels like and you can correct me if I'm wrong. It feels like the intent is to prove that Marsau is unfaithful.
Yeah.
It feels like that's the intent from a lot of different places.
Most definitely.
Right?
If you watch the video, you see how many times she asked me different ways about this threesome. So they had a threesome? No. Well, do you think they had a threesome? No. Well, do you think it's possibly true? No.
Yeah.
Every way she could ask her, she asked me about this threesome. I kept saying no.
So, but Marsau's involvement feels weird because if there's no issue, why is he holding your building hostage?
That's what I want to know as well. And I think he was thinking. Marsau gives me the tendency. He reminds me of a light-skinned dude. No offense.
Oh.
But he's very emotional. So I think that.
Wait a minute, Shauna. You can't just can't just do that.
That's my thing. I'm always going to say what I mean what I say.
I'm just messing with you. But there are a lot of our brothers, some light-skinned brothers out there,
and they know if you're a real light-skinned man, you know about yourself. But nah, for real.
We gotta love our people.
I think he has, because one thing he said to me was he asked me if my ex is famous or anything. So he said, yo, is she famous in any way? I'm like, no, I don't think she's famous. Exactly. So why do you think they're making a big deal with her? Because she's connected to Tisha, and Tisha's connected to me. Are you alluding that you're the famous guy that everyone's trying to get to? Like, you just went right over your wife, like.
Well, maybe he knows. I think he knows that people want to prove that. I think there's many people that want men and trying to prove.
Men?
I didn't say men. I said many.
I know, but I'm asking because why do you think that I'm a part of that agenda?
I mean, who knows? It's reality TV. A lot of people want to be connected.
But when that camera's off, you gotta step into your real life. And to real life, you should have called me like, yo, what's this? Why are you trying to get in my business, trying to expose me for? And we could have had a real conversation. You thought that's how it was moving. I don't understand as a man why you didn't holler at me.
I cannot argue with you there. So where are things now? Because now it doesn't look like you guys need the space now.
Oh no, we're doing well. Like they weren't giving us anything. Like they're trying to present it now. Like.
So where is the $55,000? We don't ever mess up the money. Where is the money?
10,000 of it was not returned. They're saying it's because of work that I have no problem. We can pull it right there, and I can show you what they haven't done and compare it to what how it looked when we first got it. There's nothing done in there, but they're saying that they took that much because of the work that they actually did already. But where's that though?
Did you ever get a key?
No, we never got a key.
So you never took possession of the building?
No, not physically.
So at this point, that sounds like a lawsuit.
Oh yeah. I haven't talked much about the lawsuit thing because that's what I'm working on. Okay. But Kiki, she's fair game.
So what I've heard, because I'm getting a lot of DMs, a lot of emails. What I've heard is that there are other people, Marsau's involved in other lawsuits. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
This is alleged. This is alleged. What have you heard allegedly about other lawsuits?
So apparently there's one other lady I know particularly because when Anthony reached back out to me and he actually listened to my side. He was in support. Now, I don't have nothing bad to say about him. You know, he was in support as long as he was. I'm not sure why things got to where it is now, but, you know, whatever. But he actually was advocate for me when people was even donating and things like that. So during that time, there was another lady
donating to the barbershop?
Yeah, for our losses in our in-between time, because I lost clientele having to move.
How long were you guys out of a space?
How long were we in limbo? I want to say about 3-4 months, if not longer.
And that could be hard on a small business. Oh man, that could be very difficult.
Listen, I survived COVID. This was a little bit tougher. But apparently there's a lady that was supposed to be he was going to do a build out for a doctor's office. I believe so. I can't remember her name, but if you look at his channel, you can probably find her name. But she was supposed to get a build out in the office. He even did a walkthrough with her, and we seen some of the issues and what Marsau was supposed to do for her. I told him to stop taking collection for me and just send it to her. That's the only person I know. But apparently, it's a number of people in town that he's supposed to have started jobs with and didn't finish. But I can't recall the names. I just know about that one lady in particular that had a doctor's office. And apparently, allegedly, she's not even doing that anymore.
Wow.
Right.
So this entire ordeal, well, thankfully, you guys are back in business. So you're rebounding, right?
Most definitely.
But do you feel like because the situation is online and it's on television, as I told you when we talked, you know, this TV show is in perpetuity, like it goes and then it's on demand and it keeps going and keeps going. Do you feel like being involved in this has affected your business outside of just losing the clients from being in limbo?
Most definitely. And it takes a shot at my integrity. The image that people are portraying with this rumor is that I was willingly going into business with someone I knew was having a sexual affair with my girl at the time.
Which is wild. And when we talked, I was just like, why would you? That is wild.
But I understand, like, today's day and age, people clout chase and they'll do whatever to get something like that. Right. So I can't be too mad at people believing that narrative too much. I can't, because people do the most just to get on. But you have to know me to know that that's not how I move. Right. I don't care. But a lot of people talking about, you just trying to get on the show. I'm not like this. Not like this. Yes, if I'm being honest, me and my partner definitely thought when we got this, it'd definitely be a good strategy because they have a platform. And our thing was to be like, we're just gonna do our thing because we're dope, and that'll give us what we need to do from that partnership. Not try to get on with mess. I'm not trying to get clout from airing out another man's dirty laundry.
Right.
That's why I have no problem people knowing about what my part in all of this was. I sent Tisha a message from another girl's phone as a tit for tat for something that I had going on with my ex. It should have never made the show. This was supposed to be something low level, behind the scenes, and somehow got here because someone else has an agenda.
But that could be seen just, and you took accountability for that. So the initial, tit for tat, but that was in support of your ex,
right? Yeah.
And trying to kind of, I guess, because the other girl was saying, she's being fired, at least let this slip.
Right, exactly.
Whew. What would be the lesson in this? Because I always, it's juicy information, but at the end of the day, it's Black businesses trying to survive amid reality TV mess, and it's difficult because you guys definitely suffered a loss. You're still $10,000 in the hole, and I'm sure trying to rebuild. So, what is the lesson that you've gotten from this experience?
Be one way. That having different faces for different places, it never works out. In the end, no matter what's being said about me, the truth is in my phone, and I've been moving on the same wavelength this whole time. Like I'm sure whoever wants to listen, the truth's gonna be there. But my thing is, I don't care what I look like. I want to make sure that the people that deserve the respect get that. Like, leave Jasmine alone, let her handle her life. Leave me alone, let me live my life, and just leave people. She apparently has a video that is she's threatening to air that
Jasmine
of me and Jasmine.
Who has a video?
Kiki.
Kiki has a video of you and Jasmine.
Sexual content.
Okay. Huntsville. If you guys thought the ATL had a lot going on, Huntsville is definitely doing its thing. So Kiki has threatened to release a sex video of you and your ex-girlfriend.
I mean, yeah.
How did she get the video?
That's a great question. Now, like I said, me and my ex did a lot of tit for tat, so I don't know if in between of our war she got with the right person sent her something. I don't know. To be very honest, I don't know.
Well, that's a whole nother can of worms with you and Jasmine.
I mean, but yeah, me and Jasmine, we had a very interesting relationship. So, I mean, enjoy if she does drop it. Enjoy it.
Enjoy if she does. Well, back to the business. We're here at Dapper House. We really hope that you guys are able to get back on your feet. The concept is super cool. An opportunity for men to come hang out, get a fresh fit, get a cut while they're watching the game, just hanging out, having man time. It's like an extended man cave. So we wish you all the best. I do